Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a new type of video just to give me an excuse to talk about football because there's been quite a bit happening recently and I want to talk about it. So let's get into the video.
That's my best friend.
So who is going to lead the line for England in 2020? Now, in case you've been living under a rock, it was announced last week, just before the Liverpool game, that Harry Kane has suffered an injury which is going to keep him out between 3 and 4 months before he can even go back into training, let alone thinking about playing a full 90-minute match and playing, every couple of days for England in the Euros. I mean, it could be a big blow. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, especially Spurs fans, knowing how good Harry Kane is, will feel that it's a blow. But I'm going to try and give you a few reasons on why I think this could maybe, low-key, be beneficial for England when it comes to the Euros 2020. Now, first off, if you look at the last Euros, it was kind of a disaster for Harry Kane. Not in a way that it was his fault, but the whole thing about him being on corners and Roy Hodgson being our manager and literally many other losing to Iceland. Many things that happened in that Euros that was shit. But if this injury is serious enough to the point where Harry Kane misses Euro 2020, then who's going to be the man to replace him? Now, luckily for England, we've actually got many different options. We've got belter strikers. The thing about English strikers, we've always got just a solid amount of strikers. We're crap everywhere else, but when it comes to the attack and the number 9s, we've got them all, mate. We've got Vardy, we've got Ings, we've got Abraham. We've got plenty of motherfuckers who can lead that line. And they're just 3 names that I'm mentioning because obviously we've got Rashford, Sterling, all these other ones, Sancho. But they're the names that are less likely to actually usually play for the England team if players like Kane, Rashford are all available and fit. I'm still overlooking a few strikers there. There's even players that I'm thinking of like Callum Wilson, who's just, I mean, I don't know how well he's doing this season for Bournemouth, but one thing I can say, from what I've seen of him, he could do bits for England, you know what I mean, with his pace, with his shooting ability. I do think that he is a goal poacher, as well as the other strikers that I've named. But who do I think deserves to be going to the Euros the most? Because I do feel like they all have a shout. Like Ings, he has had such a phenomenal season for Southampton. And do you know what, I actually said when he was at Liverpool and also when we sold him to Southampton, I mean, I understand it. I actually think that's a better move for his career, as well as us, because I feel like right now in this era of Liverpool's, history, Danny Ings just doesn't fit in. But when you put Danny Ings in a team where he is the main man, go back to when he played for Burnley before he joined Liverpool, he was amazing there, so it should be no surprise that he's even better now, except the fact he's overcame a lot of heavy injuries. Then you've got other players. Tammy Abraham absolutely smashed it for Villa last year, absolutely smashing it for Chelsea this year. I swear at one point he was like the top goal scorer in the league, and that is absolutely crazy considering it's pretty much been his first season. Let's be honest. Tammy Abraham, you deserve a round of applause, my mate. Very young, pacey, great eye for goal. I feel like he could flourish in the England team as well with some of the top players around him, because he doesn't quite have that luxury at Chelsea. Not to say Chelsea are a bad side per se, they've got good players like Willian and Pulisic, but when you put him next to a Sancho, a Sterling, Rashford, then it's a different story. But then I feel like the big one for me, and this is the one that I would choose to go to Euro 2020, would be Jamie Vardy, purely based on the fact he has just shown me, not just this season, last season, season before that where he won the league. Listen, Jamie Vardy is such like he should go down as a Premier League legend, just in my opinion, purely for the fact he came from the conference football, he came right to the top, and when I say right to the top, I mean you can't get much further. Not only because of what he's doing for Leicester as well, by the way, I also just think purely based on what he can offer for England. He can play striker, he can play right wing. There's many different positions he can play. He's so versatile, he's such a good striker. I feel like he'd be able to benefit England so much. And for that reason, I would say, Jamie Vardy, my mate, you are in the Euro 2020. And I even say that even if Kane can't make it, I just think he'd be able to offer more. I think we'd look more of a threat. And I feel like his style of play is more suited for a wider range of football, not just English football. But leave in the comments down below who you think should start for England in Euros 2020 if Kane can't make it. If Kane can make it, do you think that he should be in the team? And I'm not going to disagree with you if you say he should. Listen, Kane's world class. He's going to be one of the best Premier League strikers of all time at one point probably. But right now, I don't think it's perfect. And I actually want England to do okay in the Euros this time round, because last time was pretty much an embarrassment, let's be honest. But anyway, in other news related to my club, of course, some transfer news, because why not? The first piece of news is actually one that Liverpool fans are not too pleased about. Origi being linked to Wolves for in the region of £27 million. Now, obviously, this is a bit of a not a shock per se, because Origi had a great season last year in terms of scoring important goals off the bench, and then this year as well he's pretty much carried on doing the same thing, just scoring big goals in big games, being a very good option, a very good backup for the front three that we've currently got. And I love Origi. He's a cult hero at the club. I will always remember everything that he's done for us, but to be honest, I don't know if, looking at it in terms of like a way that he's an amazing player, he's irreplaceable, he's this, that. I don't think Origi is that type of a player, but I do feel like it will. I don't think it'd be detrimental if we did sell him, because I feel like he is very replaceable. I feel like we could get probably even a better striker than what Origi is. However, just purely what he's created at this club in terms of a fan base, of a following, just of how much everyone loves him. Everyone knows how big his cock is. There's many different reasons to why people want Origi to stay at Liverpool, especially Liverpool fans. And there's also a reason why Wolves would want to go and get Origi, because I feel like he'd offer a lot to their team. And also he would get more game time at Wolves, let's be honest, he absolutely would. And if that's what he wants, then this is the move that he needs to do. However, if he wants to keep winning trophies and still everyone absolutely adore him because he comes on and just bags a few goals, if he wants a career of just success and love, then Liverpool is the place to stay. So what do I think should happen? I think Liverpool should keep him. I don't think there's any reason to sell him. 27 million is not a lot of money nowadays in the market. For Origi it's quite a bit of money, but I mean in general it's not like we need it. We've got this night deal coming in, but we're rolling in the moolah at the minute. We do not need 27 million, and I feel like we need to approach this transfer the way we're approaching the one like Shaqiri, who's being linked with all mad clubs like Roman and stuff like that. We need to be firm, we need to be strong. We're the best club in the world. Like, why are we going to fall to these teams and let them take even though they're not our starting players, but still taking pieces of our squad that is vital to the rest of the season, in my opinion. That's just me though. Leave in the comments down below, would you rather see Origi stay or go to Wolves? Wolves fans, if there's any watching, would you want to see Origi at your club? I'm pretty sure you would, because he is just marvellous. But in different news, Kay Havertz, I think I've said that right. I hope I've said that right. Kay Havertz, the one who plays for Bayer Leverkusen, yeah, that one. The one who's really good at football, 21 years of age. Linked to Liverpool, £125 million, being the number floating around. I saw other numbers like £107 million, but the one thing we just need to know is that it's in the region of about, between 100 to 130 million. Now, based on stats this season, not too great to be honest. I've got a few stats here for you. So this season in 21 games, this is in all competitions, he's had 4 goals and just 1 assist. Now, that is not a great goal return, but I am not going to judge a player based on statistics. I am going to judge a player based on what I see him do for my team, and also what I see him do for Bayer Leverkusen. Now, I don't watch Bayer Leverkusen a lot. In fact, I don't watch them at all. But I'm pretty sure I wouldn't think of them stats as much if I did watch them week in, week out, because obviously for him to be valued at this price, he must have had a decent season. People are still talking about him very highly. And I think for that reason, I understand why Liverpool are going in for him. However, I don't think it's a signing that we desperately need right now. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't take it. Listen, I have faith in whatever signing Jurgen Klopp wants to make. If it's Minamino, great. If it's Kay Havertz, amazing. Do whatever you wish, Jurgen. I really don't mind. But listen, I don't think it's one that we necessarily need. I don't want Liverpool to become a club, especially right now in time when we don't need to, is become a spending club, spending multiple millions on players that we just don't seriously need. Like, why are you going to go and spend 100 million on Kay Havertz when you have just brought Minamino in? Minamino was obviously one more for the future because he's not quite the finished article yet. There's many different reasons why I just don't quite get why we'd sign Havertz. Not because of him as a player. Listen, if he joined Liverpool, I am 99% sure he would turn out to be great, especially if he was working under Jurgen Klopp, because Jurgen Klopp just has this ability to work with pretty much any player in the world, unless your name is Loris Karius. But other than that, he can work with anyone. But the point that I'm basically trying to finalise here is don't fix what isn't broken. kind of, if that makes any sort of sense. What I mean by that is that we don't need to become a club like Man United or Man City and go and spending hundreds of millions of pounds on these players for pretty much no reason. You think it's improving your squad, but really is it though? Because we've still got Wijnaldum, we've still got Kane, we've still got multiple other midfielders that need fucking game time. The least we need right now is another midfielder taking up a place that someone else could claim. But that's just my opinion. Listen, like I said, I wouldn't be sad to see Havertz join. But leave in the comments down below, what do you think? Would you want to see him join? Right, and then just to conclude this whole video up, in fact, no, sorry, one thing, just a little bit of a funny moment of the week. Ashley Young rejected Manchester United for a contract extension. Oh my days! Mate, what has happened to Man United? Like, this is Man United we're talking about. We're talking about the most successful club in English history. We're talking about not only an England, but a European giant, mate. And now you're getting rejected by a 33-year-old Ashley Young. It's just one of them. United, it is one of them. We've been there before. I don't know if we've ever been there though. Like, do you know, like where a crap 33-year-old is saying he doesn't want to sign an extension. Like, I don't think we've ever been there, but we've been there. You know what I mean? It's one of them. And the last thing I want to discuss before I end the video is, obviously, we hear all the jokes. Liverpool, you know, Liverpool are always saved by VAR. All this malarkey bullshit that is just absolute nonsense. And I'll tell you why. It's because there's great people who work on the internet and have been able to do the little things, you know, the little tech shit, where they've been able to check what the table would be like after 22 games without VAR. Now, would Liverpool be on more points? No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't be on more points without VAR. Would we be on the same point? No, we wouldn't. We would be on less points. However, we would still be 7 points clear at the top. So, for all those people who are saying we're going to win the league because of VAR, go suck your mum, bruv. So, for people who are saying we're winning the league because of VAR, shut up, suck your mum. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment if you so wish. And then I will see you on the flip side. See y'all later, motherfuckers.